Be good.
You got it.
With a cast on. Too high. I don't know how to do it. 60 degrees.
So that's a pretty good shot. That was still pretty low, but we could get it lower.
Yeah, that's low. But what you've just done there is you've just literally nicked it off the top.
Yeah, that's all you need to do. You can see there's no mark from where it is. We're going to play this long bump and run. What we got? 30-yard bump and run. We're going to learn to play it with a 60 degree so that you understand the concept of how to play it. And then when you're on the golf course, you would change the club according to where you need to be. So I would never recommend someone actually play this shot with a 60 degree, but for the purpose of this, to show you guys how to learn to play the shot, we're going to do it and then we're going to change to the club you would use and see what results we get. So when we're playing a bump and run, the idea is that the ball comes out low and it rolls. How do we take loft off of the wedge to get the ball coming out lower? There you go. So the first thing that we're going to do is lean the shaft forwards. We're going to move the ball position backwards, and we're also going to move the handle a little bit higher for this one. So just face the camera for us and set up in that way. We want the ball position at the back, we want the handle forward. Okay. So we can see here that the foot of the club is in Jack's left pocket. Okay. So when he hits the ball, we want the club in his left pocket. So if he makes a backswing, swings it there, he returns to the same position. So what he's done is set up with less loft on the club, and what he wants to do is hit it with less loft on the club. So the way he's going to do that is return to somewhere very close to his address position. Feeling when you play this shot. So a lot of people would do this and stab the club into the ground, get quite steep and stab the club into the ground. You can see when I've played the shot, this is quite wet and I've still not even bruised the turf. There is no mark from where I played that shot. So the way to feel that, to stop the club digging in, is as you play the shot, feel like your left shoulder is going to go up as you play the shot. And that's going to keep the club from digging into the ground. Okay, so not so steep when you play the shot on the way back. Good. So it's just like a normal chip shot where the club's going to work back this way, and then feel like the left shoulder's going to work up as you play. So this is Jack's first attempt.
With a 60.
Should have probably given him an attempt off camera, but this is his first go. So handle forward, keep it forward, keep the weight forward, and let your left shoulder go up through impact. Tell you what,
Not bad. I'm actually taking quite a lot of trajectory off it, the first one.
and if you see here, I mean it's quite wet today and there is no mark from where he's played that shot. Normally playing from here off wet turf, you've got the potential to give the ball a comb over, just slap the divot straight over the top of the ball. Ball finishes here. So that's a great effort. Let's see it again. So the ball position's back, the hands are forward towards the left pocket, and as he plays it, his left shoulder's going to go up to stop the club digging. There we go. You can see how low that's gone with a 60 degree. Okay, so we've seen how Jack's played the shot with his 60, now we're going to see how he plays it with his 48. So this is maybe a club that he would choose. He could potentially go to a 9 or an 8 iron, but he's going to use his pitching wedge today, and he's going to use the same technique. He's going to weight forward, the ball's back, the handle's forward, and his left shoulder's going to go up through the hitting area to keep the club away from the ground and dig in. See the quality of the strike. It's come out hot, but that's probably because you're not used to the strike being that crisp for a bump.
Yeah, definitely. This left shoulder.
Yeah.
That's it that you've just given there. That having that left shoulder just turned up and over definitely has an effect on the strike, like you just said.
Yeah. There we go, that's pretty good. And for the purpose of these videos, I've not given Jack the chance to practice this. We've not practiced this off camera.
Yeah.
Try and play it the way you play it, where
Yeah.
the shoulder would stay down and like you would get steep on. There you go, look at the side. There's no control over it.
Yeah, look where the ball is going. Yeah, it's finished like that, but it's hot look.
Yeah.
Like you said, look at that divot.
Yeah.
This there's so much room for inconsistency there.
Yeah,
Whereas
massive.
by
On the shoulder, you can see. I mean, look at the stripe. There is no difference. It's just like bruised, but it's wet. You're trying, if you're in a tournament, you try and get relief from that.
yeah,
Because there's a bit of water there.
yeah,
So to be able to play that shot,
yeah,
not worrying about the strike. So try not to transition your weight. Okay. So set
So
up,
just
have a fraction more. Yeah, have a fraction more on the left than the right.
okay.
And then play this shot where your feeling is you're going to return to where you started.
Yeah.
But the left shoulder's going to work up as you hit the shot.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. So the centre point, i.e. the middle of your chest, tends to be where the strike wants to be on the ground. So if you start transitioning, moving where your strike wants to be. So whenever we're playing a shot, like we were seeing on the block shot earlier, try and stay centred.
Yeah.
So then your low point doesn't move, but then the way that you can do it is by lifting that up. The idea is we're trying not to dig the club into the ground. So to not dig it into the ground, if we lift the left shoulder up, it brings the club up and away from the ground, doesn't it? So it's going to do that job for it. Yeah.
Yeah, perfect.
Nice.
Yeah, those last 4 are pretty good. But like you say, right, that's the chip shot that I played before, and I thought that was pretty close. That's one of the furthest ones away, and that's the technique I was using before.
The biggest difference to me is the quality of the strike.
Yeah, yeah,
Like,
yeah.
it is so crisp.